And here we go again. More nonsense by politicians. I don't know if you want to say this one's famous, but she's been out there a lot in the news. You ready? Here we go. Let's get right into it. Chicago. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, excuse me. She's an African American woman. Her city is one of the most dangerous cities in the country, especially with gang violence. And no, it's not group violence, it's gang violence. I don't know if they're calling them groups where she is, but where I live, the local politicians are calling them groups. They're not groups. They're gangs. They're violent street gangs with no regard for human life, not even their own life. Okay? But Mayor Lightfoot, she just said, you ready? And you probably saw this, but I got to talk about it because it's fucked up and it bothers me. She will no longer give interviews to any journalist unless it's a journalist of color. Racist statement? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely a racist statement. She'll claim no. But who says that? Who says that? Whatever reporter the media outlet assigns to do the story is who they are. Okay? If they're Asian, if they're Hispanic, if they're white, if they're black, you get the reporter that they're sending to cover the story. I think that's how it works. I'm not a journalist. I'm just a fucking guy who's trying to do a podcast and get this out there to let people see what's going on, what's really going on, because you're not going to get the truth from any of these people. But that's just me. Will only give interviews to journalists of color. Again, I can't believe somebody actually said that and wants people to think that she's legitimately not a racist person. Because if I was the mayor, as a white man, if I was a mayor and I came out and said, I'm only giving interviews to Caucasian reporters, they would be outside my office fucking losing their minds. Everybody and their grandmother would be calling for my resignation, and I wouldn't be able to even show my face in public because they'd want to have a public lynching of the white guy who said he's only giving white reporters interviews. I'd be done if I was the mayor and I said something like that. But she said it and nobody's doing anything about it. Everybody's fine with it. And she says this on the second anniversary of her being mayor of Chicago. Now, what the hell is wrong with this woman? How do you want people to take you seriously when you're making statements like that? And as I looked into it further, when she became mayor in 2018, or shortly thereafter, she saw an overwhelming whiteness and maleness of Chicago media outlets. So not only is she saying there's too many white people, but there's too many men also. Who's electing these people? Who the fuck is listening to them when they open their mouth and they're talking like this, saying, oh, she's going to save the city. She's our savior. She loves everybody. It's got overwhelming whiteness. Come on. And again, if I was the fucking mayor and I said there's an overwhelming blackness in the media outlets, they'd have my fucking head. They'd have my head. I'd be all done. No more politics for me. And thank God, because I'd never be a politician, because I like telling the truth. Again, says that. Nobody's got a problem with it. Nobody's got a problem with this. How do you not have a problem with somebody who's making statements like that? And again, like the first statement about the reporters should only give interviews to journalists of color, now there's an overwhelming whiteness and maleness in the Chicago news media. It's racist. You're a fucking racist. And you want to keep the shit going. That was a few years ago. The interview thing is now. You're still preaching the same garbage. You're still preaching your racism. There are 0 women. I'm going to continue. This is what she said. There are 0 women assigned to City Hall. And that's unacceptable. Well, maybe some of the male reporters are better than the women reporters. Or maybe they don't have enough of them. Or maybe they don't want to cover City Hall because they don't want to cover the garbage that comes out of your mouth. How's that? Maybe that's the reason. But no, can't be, right? Because they just don't have enough women working in the media over there. Where I come from, all the reporters are women. They're all over the place. There's plenty of women out there in journalism. I'm sorry. Maybe they just think you're full of shit. Maybe they think she's full of shit. Making statements like that. And she urges the media outlets and encourages them to hire more women reporters. And that's great. Get into journalism if that's what you want to do. Quite frankly, my oldest daughter loves to write. She loved to write since she could write. She'd always have her laptop out. What are you doing, babe? I'm just writing. She probably has 3 books on her laptop that could be published as far as I know. Love to write. You should get into journalism, babe. That's boring. That's what she said. She'll sit for hours and write, but it's boring. But I'm glad she didn't get into journalism, because she might have to deal with someone like Lightfoot, that racist fucking Chicago mayor. She might have to deal with somebody like her, and that'd be unacceptable. Okay? I don't care. Again, how many times do I have to talk about this? What is wrong with these politicians? Last one, it was Obama talking about how she fears for her life and that her kids being profiled. Now you got a mayor, an African-American woman mayor, who could do so much good, but she's choosing to spew her racist views by making statements like that. She went on to say that as a person of color, she's done everything in her power to fight diversity and inclusion of her people in everything within government or within local business or local media. Now, I want to get into that a little bit more. Now again, those are racist statements. Like it or not, that's what it is. But no one's bitching about it. Everybody's loving it. Chicago has one of the highest murder rates in the country. One of the highest crime rates in the country. Street gangs are prevalent, and the shootings are just about every day. The police are overwhelmed with the calls that they have to respond to, and they're bad. The police are racist. That's why these groups are killing each other, because the police are racist. I'm saying that. Probably. Maybe that's what they think. Oh, the fucking police don't care, they're racist. Let these fucking kids kill each other. No, that's not what it is. It's having a mayor like her, who's in charge of the police department, as the top elected official in that city, not supporting them. Making statements like that is making it bad for the police. And no, she didn't say that there's an overwhelming whiteness in the police department or an overwhelming maleness in the police department. She did not say that. But making a statement like that about the news media is basically saying those are her views. If there's a lot of white people, it's too much. It's too many. That's how I interpret that, and that's how I believe it should be interpreted. Because you don't make a statement like that if you're not fucking racist. Who cares if there's a lot of white people employed there? Who cares if there's more men than women employed there? No one cares. Those are the people they hired because those were the people who were qualified for the job. Sorry. I don't know the racial makeup of the Chicago Police Department, and nor do I claim to be an expert about the Chicago Police Department. But what I do know, like anybody else would know who listens to a radio, any news shows, or watches any newscast, Chicago's a dangerous city. I've never been. It's supposed to be a beautiful city. And I'm sure that the crime is in inner areas of the city. It's like every city in the country. Every city has bad and it has good. But you don't hear about it as much because it's not as bad. And yes, Chicago's a big city. But the crime is so bad, and the mayor, as far as I'm concerned, is doing nothing to stop it. Okay? Going against her police department and doing nothing to stop the bullshit is not what her job is. She's not making the city a better place. And by making racial statements like that, is only dividing it more. So basically, white people living in that city, no matter what job they have, I don't care if they work at fucking Home Depot, I don't care if they work in the police department or the fire department, wherever they work, a white person hearing their mayor say that has to know right out the gate, she's a fucking racist. She does not like white people. What else can it be? Why else would you make a statement like that? You can't just think that about the media. That's only one thing. If there's white people there's white people everywhere. And what do you care what color they are? If they're doing their job, what do you care what color they are? You care because you're fucking racist. Bottom line. She needs to go. She needs to be voted out of office. And I don't live there. I'm never going to live there. Those people can do what they want to do. But how about getting a politician that's going to do some good? I know that's hard because they all talk a great game on the campaign trail. And when they get in there, it's fucking balls out. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't give a fuck. We all know that. But it's people like her who are making it bad for everybody else. There's so much divide in this country, and everybody sees it every day, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. There's people walking around, they're videotaping shit, and then you watch this and it's like, holy fuck. I was watching some videos today that I was so disgusted by that if I knew who these people were, I would have went nuts. White people. Yeah, there are racist fucking people out there. Absolutely. We all know that. But it's not the entire country. No. It's not the entire country. Everybody is entitled to their own view, whether it's right or wrong. And if you choose to spew racist fucking hate, then you're an asshole. And you got no place in society. You should just stay the fuck home, live in your basement, and just don't ever come out. But watching some of these videos I saw today as I was looking through some articles, people are having a picnic. I think it was in California, I don't know. I think they were Hispanic people. And this white guy just walks up on him and starts going off, telling him, bye, go back to your country, you don't fucking belong here. And I'm thinking, what? So another people come over, tell him, dude, what are you doing? These fucking people are destroying, they're sitting here having lunch. Yeah, they're sitting there having lunch. It's guys like that who need a good fucking smack in the head and say, what's wrong with you, dude? Why do people sit and having lunch? I don't care if they were fucking. I keep saying this, but I'm not getting out there enough. I don't know what's going on. I need to expand. I need to get my voice out there because I'm not the only one. There's hundreds of people like me trying to do this. But what makes you think in your fucked up head that a group of people sitting having lunch under a tree for shade, why is that bad? And why is that bothering you? You're walking by. Who cares? That guy should go home again, go in your house, lock the doors, put the shades down, and never come out of the fucking house. Because there is no place in society for assholes like that. Now, we've all heard the term a Karen. She's a Karen. He's a Karen. I'm going to talk about one more video and then I'm going to go away. There was some fucking lady. Again, I don't know what city it was in. I can look it up, but I'm not going to. She was walking on a track at a high school. And at this high school, there was some equipment where I guess track and field people work out, like, you know, the long jump and the high thing, whatever they want to call it. So it was a group of young kids, athletes, who happened to be African American, working out. Now she's on the track, and these kids are off to the side of the track in a fenced-in area, minding their business, having a great time, working out. This fucking woman walks up to them with her phone videotaping. Why are you people here? You don't belong here. You're ruining this place. And these kids are like, what? What are we're not even bothering you. You don't belong here. Go back to your own neighborhood. We don't do this around. I'm calling the cops. And they're like, call the fucking cops. They weren't talking to her. They weren't swearing at her. She's videotaping these kids. There's maybe 5 or 6 kids. All they were doing was working out, like practicing long jump, and they were whatever the fuck they were doing. This fucking lady was on the phone. I'm at so-and-so school. I'm at the track. I just been accosted by this group of black kids. They won't leave me alone. They're following me. As she's videotaping them. So obviously these kids are like, fuck this. They started filming her. She's lying to the police, saying these kids were bothering her. She was out for her exercise, and doesn't feel she's not in peace with just walking because she's being accosted by these kids. What is that fucking bullshit? People like her, just like the other guy with the people having the lunch, they need to go to fuck home, lock their doors, put their fucking shades down, and never come out of the house. Because that gives me a bad taste in my mouth, because how fucking ignorant can you be, and how bad is your life that when you see a group of kids having fun working out, or another group of people having a nice quiet lunch, you find it necessary to interfere with your racial trash. Okay? Go jump off a fucking bridge, as far as I'm concerned, because you have no place in my society. That is the most ignorant behavior, and it happens every day, and that's the reason why people hate everybody, or the racial divide is for people like them fucking Karens for no reason. These kids are accosting me. They weren't even looking at you. Okay? Your husband probably doesn't look at you. From the looks of her, she needs to stay in the fucking house. But that's my own opinion. But anyways, so that all falls down to this mayor, when I started, making the racial statements that there's too much whiteness. She's not giving interviews to anybody, any journalists, unless they're of color. It's all the same thing, only the mayor is black and these Karens were white. It's the same thing. It's racial trash. It needs to stop, and people need to wake the fuck up. And if you see somebody doing that, if you know somebody who's harassing somebody because of the color of their skin, you need to open your fucking mouth and tell them what's wrong with you. Get the fuck out of here. There's no room. There's no place in society for people like this. Okay? And that's what we're dealing with. So it's not only the celebrities who run their trash, it's the everyday person who's got nothing better to do but to harass people because of the color of their skin. So Lori Lightfoot is an asshole. She needs to be voted out of office because she's doing nothing but to Chicago, for Chicago, but making it worse with her racial bullshit. And the Karens of America need to stay the fuck home and never come out of the house unless they can change their way of thinking, because it's disgusting. And that's it. I'm done again for today. My rant's over. Thank you for tuning in to No Limits. I appreciate all of you. I'd love for all of you to help me share my videos, share my podcast, get my name out there. It'd be wonderful, because this needs to be talked about, and I know there's a lot of people who do it, but I got views, and I think some people would like to hear what I say, because it's unbelievable what's going on in this country today. Anyways, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about me, man. Subscribe to my podcast. And if you like my videos, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when another video comes up. And I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And that's it. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.